1994, South Central Cartel is back in the house.
Condolence and respect, you know, to the family, you know, his mother first and foremost, his brothers, sisters, you know what I mean, and all his, you know, immediate family, and then extended to, his beautiful queen, you know, Laura London, and then of course his kids, man, and I just want to, just give, respect to that first and foremost before I even speak on, him, because of the respect level. First of all, man, I was hurt, man, deeply, for whole, for the, since it happened, like I really was kind of like in a mid-depression, like far as, how he was, how it happened, first and foremost. And then, as time went on, and God continued to show that his purpose was bigger than the tragedy of his life being taken. And also when you look at that, you got to draw the line, of how the people that lost him, that doesn't really have that effect that it would on the movement, and how his legacy has created, a awareness that's already been aware, but also, but it allowed to put an immediate attention back to a lot of issues that, not only, we as black people, because it's not just a black issue, but it's a people's issue, and, but when you talk about the people that, that's dealing with the real issues of, gangs and, poverty and, dealing with, your life and, the cards you're dealt. And, when someone like Nipsey, took his cards and he lived by example, and not only that he, talked about, a way, he lived by that way, and very few can say that they stood by what they believed in, like in heart, you can say in my heart, I don't like something, right? I don't like that, right? But I sit back in the cut with the power to be able to make a difference with that, but I don't do it. So how does that, rub to all the people out there who didn't do what a Nipsey done? And then for people like me who live that type of mentality, like for me, like all my years in music as Havoc, I went to the communities. I was in the hood. I, did the Boys and Girls Challenge Club. I went to the, the high schools and did all of the things to talk to the kids, and, the SCC, we, made ourselves, involved with, things that before Nipsey even got out there and put it on his level, other people felt that way. They just never, done it in a way how Nipsey did it, and he deserved all of the credit he deserves. He deserved all of the accolades that, people, because you see so much social media on Nipsey, and then there's a lot of, people, that's kind of, rubbing his death the wrong way to me, but that's only my opinion, and I stay out of it, but I still be like, damn, you really wrote that? Like, like that, like you really trying to, but then again, that's because I'm hurt, but are you mad when people sell a Martin Luther King shirt? Are you mad when they sell a Malcolm X shirt? Are you mad, So when does it become where that if Nike can go out there and make all this money off the hood, so why do the people that's in the poverty, that's, poverty stricken go out and gain some type of, which is, I can't say either way, but I'm just saying that other people can benefit, that's on this white collar level, but when somebody who's not on the white collar level benefit from something, then they want to strike it down. But economics, man, gonna always be what it is. But just not to get off the subject, but man, Nipsey, he did something that very few ever be able to do. Like, You know, how I look at him is I see a touch of Martin Luther King, I see a touch of Malcolm X, I see a touch of Tupac, I see a touch of Barack Obama, I see a touch of him, I see a touch of of all these great leaders and people who had these great status and statue that believe in a big purpose but had their own lane, and also the spirit of Jesus. Not saying he were Jesus, but the fact that God is everything. You get it? And so the spirit of what he represented just has an impact in a moderate day setting compared to how it was back when Jesus did what he did, and I'm not comparing. That's not what I'm doing, but I'm just saying the impact that, someone who's deaf, can impact a certain culture and people. And so,
yeah, you were around, just a couple more minutes. You were around in '96 when Pac passed. How
right,
is,
I knew Pac.
Yeah,
so, hung out with Pac.
Yeah,
right?
take us back to that night or the morning when you found out.
Well, yeah, man, this, like when Pac got first shot the first time and he survived, it was like, you kind of felt like, that luck part, like he was lucky, you feel me? And so when the second time happened, you kind of more felt like this one wasn't going, you know what I mean? Because it just didn't, you know what I mean? Like you can, you know the difference.
You only have so much luck.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And was hurting a different way from Nipsey, because the way they presented it, him getting into a fight in a hotel and the way the whole thing was, and his, the way things was going down with Pac and some of the things that he was associated with in his path, compared to Nipsey, his path was coming from this but changing as he grew and had a purpose in his growth, and walked the walk and matched his talk. And so, Pac music inspired people. Nipsey's music and his way combined inspired a generation. You know what I mean? So Pac was done through music, and Nipsey was done with the combination of music and the of being more, for LA. You feel me? We felt more connected to Nip than far as his music and being from LA, and you know what I mean. And now when you go back and they now study his body of work, his legacy of music, all his way was in his music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the jobs, how he owned that whole property, and how he had, you go buy his clothes, he had a special technology where you can watch videos from, like Nip was an innovator, like, adding, stem cell technology and teaching, and, man, like, if you ain't trying to just live here and get what you want and be happy with what you think is just that would make your life complete, then I don't think there's no real completeness in that. A real completeness is when you make it somewhere that you allow yourself to go back and help other people also get there. Because you can't take nothing with you. What you gonna take with you except the legacy that you leave?